Well, welcome to another edition of the Digicel Sports Show right here on Islandstats.com. I'm your host, Earl Basden, and joining me yet again is Jason Juggling J. Ford. Jay, plenty to talk about today. We had a conversation with Jillian Teixeira and Tyler Lopes.
Giddy up.
Oh, yeah. We had the Corona League draw, or Corona League season schedule released just last night. We have Ocean View hosting Clearview in golf from Ohio. And, of course, we have those picks for this weekend for football.
I know who I'm not picking this week.
Well, we'll find out in a minute after this message from our sponsor.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber-to-the-home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Well, I'm interested to find out who Jay was talking about before we went to commercial. Who you not picking this week, brother?
I mean, talk about when you start calling out the names.
You see, the birds are chirping for you. The birds are chirping for you. Again, right on cue, brother. Right on cue. Well, Jay, the next round of the Bermuda Football Association Premier and First Division season will actually take place on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
There is a First Division match and a Premier Division match at 3 p.m. On Saturday.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple of shows ago. The new, and it's probably had some mixed reviews. I can see both sides. It's gonna be interesting how they get to manage it, but with all the problems that we've had in trying to get referees,
officials,
and just officials in general, this is one of the things they thought they could probably relieve some of it. But to be honest with you, to go back to where you would like to have it, play it on Sunday, we need more officials. And we're probably gonna need. We've gave a solution. Say, hey, we need every club submit one person.
That is committed.
That's committed.
Yeah, they have to be committed.
And that releases a lot, mind you, if they really take that stringent, proactive approach about the discipline and give the referees more teeth, so to speak. Because I think, the rules are there.
Or support.
That's what it basically means.
Because basically, what
the rules are there.
Yeah.
The rules are there, but we've let them bend it so much where now, guys, do I really want to go and take this abuse? So, first and foremost, I think if we clean that up, we probably start seeing some ex-players and people coming back into the fold. But I don't think nobody wants to be subjected to that type of abuse on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So let's try Saturday.
But you know what? This is what makes me smile a lot of times, because you hear a lot of people talking about decisions that are made at the association level. None of these decisions are made alone.
No.
It's club meetings, talking around the table. So it's mainly people that either refuse to be around the table because they're involved in a club, or are not involved in a club that have an opinion that are making the most noise about what is discussed amongst the association family in the best decision for the game to move forward.
And I think that's just basically, we've talked about this many times, comes down to communication. It comes down to communication. When I say communication, when something does come out, obviously the board would say, hey, this is what's come out, the association, this is what come out, but obviously they call the membership in. So all the members get to discuss this, that, and the other. Now, what happens to those individuals when they go back to the individual clubs?
If they don't pass the message on. But if this was so disastrous, you would have heard more clubs a public outcry.
No, it's not disastrous, because guess what?
They have to make do with what they hear.
Let's be honest with you. for years, right? They've been a first division or premiership game played 3-4 hours later, right?
Yeah.
On a Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's not disastrous.
It's not. It's not.
It's not.
You just have to change your time to,
That's all it is.
to allow that to
That's all it is.
fit in.
Now, I can understand the under 14s, I believe.
Under 15.
Under 15s playing in front on Sunday. I can understand where that can possibly have some issues.
Let me ask, well, how?
When I say issues, put it this way. I think the objective was to get some exposure for them. Right? That's the objective.
Yes.
The reality is there's nobody going to a football game that early. So you almost have to start a whole new culture. So I understand this is starting the culture of it. But for a person that will look and say, you know what, it all depends on who's even playing at 3 o'clock. They didn't get anybody at 3 o'clock, maybe 3:30.
Right.
So to say that you can have some, and we've seen that in our, let's take for instance, we've seen that on a cup game up at the National Sports Center when they've had the 3 games or whatever.
Right.
When did the crowd really show up?
Last game.
And those are the cup games, so that's the best game of the season, the best teams,
Right.
But they didn't really show up to the last game. So if you're talking about exposure, you're not really being exposed because nobody was there at the first 2 games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we could tackle with this, but I gotta give the association because they have access to saying, okay, this is a problem. Let's see what we can do about it. Now, if they just sat on their hands, people will still be complaining. Oh, they ain't doing nothing about it.
Yeah. Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
And that's the point I'm making.
I think in conversation with a few people, they're talking about the gap between the time that the under 15 game will finish and the start of the next game. But my question back to them was, you go to a lot of professional football games. What time you usually get there?
Yeah.
You get there before the team comes out to do the first warm-up.
Yeah.
But you're complaining about going and watch the teams warm up in between, so...
Yeah, it's sometimes we could be very hypocritical when it comes to these things. So.
Locally, I ain't doing it, but when I go away, I'll do whatever they tell me to do, when they tell me to do it, and not complain about it at all.
Plus tailgate.
Yeah.
Prior.
Thank you very kindly. They do.
I don't care if it's NFL, NASCAR, because we all know what time you got to leave. If you're going to Atlanta or Daytona for NASCAR, you're leaving way early in the morning to go see a race that's only probably 2 miles down the road.
Yep.
To get there in time.
But that's what you do.
You have to do. So, but it's gonna be. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's just see first.
Give it a season. Let the clubs go back and analyze it amongst themselves. And
I'll give you a prime example. Just what I'm saying when I say let's see. Look at some of the amendments they made with the goal line decisions with referees and technology. You know what? Let's have a trial period. It's not all the leagues,
right?
Just gonna do the Champions League. We just got, and let's just see how it goes.
Right.
Okay, now we're gonna spread it.
Right.
So let's give it a chance.
Even the timeout if they done too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's just see how it goes, and for the most part, I'm just getting back to. I just think once again that we need to have better communication dispersed to the public, and not even so much with that, but I still think the association needs to do a better job in promoting the games itself. Just to say, here's a schedule, and you pick out the games that you want. No, you highlight some good games for people,
right,
on a weekly basis,
right?
Because now you have to start. You got to drive that engine. You need to drive the marketing engine to say, hey, this the game of the day, or da. So when the piece of paper or the schedule comes to the media outlets, it's already highlighted. This is the game of the day. This is that. Now it may change throughout the year because your team that you thought that was good in the beginning has dropped off.
Yeah.
But I say that because when you look at, and we'll just go fast forward a bit. When you look at a professional, or you look at a professional league, when you talk about money's coming in for TV rights, there might be games that are scheduled, and even English Premier, that was scheduled on a Sunday afternoon to be the game of the day. But if those teams don't pan out the way they're supposed to pan out, all of a sudden now, their game might be played on a Saturday.
Yeah, and move another popular game.
To that time.
Yeah. As the season wears on, the sponsors and the league sit down and say, hey, look, these two teams are playing exceptionally well. I think they should be the game on Sunday. And yeah, without a doubt. Who would have thought Burnley would be 6?
Yeah. And this doesn't happen overnight.
No.
This has happened by a lot of consultation, a lot of buy-in from the clubs and the association.
Yeah.
And also the media partners. So this is something that the communication levels between, and I'm pretty sure there was probably arguments on every side
On
to say,
each side, yeah.
you know, so these are the things that I think we should try. At least try.
Yeah.
At least try. Have a trial period, and put it up to say that it is a trial period.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
You know, if we get the response we want to get, then we'll go. Well, we'll continue. If not, we'll go back. Whatever.
Right.
But at least let us have that understanding. And I think once that happens, then we have a better situation.
Yeah. Well, on to this week's games.
Yeah, let's get to it.
On Saturday, at
Saturday.
the Somerset Cricket Club, 3 p.m., the winless Somerset Trojans will
They
take
ain't scored a
on
goal.
the winless Dandy Town Hornets, who ain't scored a
Who
goal.
ain't scored a goal either.
Whoever scores, you're going to think they won the World Cup because it'll be their first goal. For Dandy Town, they've played 180 minutes. And for Somerset, they've played forever.
Season ain't over yet.
You pick.
Well, it's amazing how you picked the first game because guess what? This was the game I was talking about. I should say Somerset. I picked you the last 2 weeks to at least come off the slide. I've lost all confidence. So, plain and simple, I'm seeing too many changes. Yes, they're not being scored. The defense has showed up a bit. They're not landing the big numbers that we saw.
Yes, yes.
So we can say that. But the possession, the last game they had a good bit of possession compared to the other team. That doesn't say much.
Like the girls, man.
And I say that because we looked at PAC, not so much last year, but especially the year before. A lot of possession and couldn't put the ball away.
Yep.
But at least they were creating chances. You're having trouble creating chances. So, now Danny Town, Ian Coates injured. Groin injury.
Still too much firepower. I picked Dandy Town.
Draw.
Oh.
Out of the blocks.
Whoa.
But guess what? Both teams will score.
You said that last week.
I could try. I could try. Someone messed me up last week, too. Hopefully they'll come on now. Who would think?
I want to post that score very early on Saturday for you.
But who would think, how many games in? 2, 3 games in? And
Somerset?
no, Tom.
Tom's played 2.
And they ain't scored a goal yet.
Yeah.
With the team that got.
Somerset's played 4.
But Tom, the players that got.
Yeah. They'll come off the start. I picked Danny Town. I picked
Close
Danny.
up.
No.
It's a big school.
Yeah.
I don't got that much confidence there. Just seeing them. I'm just getting off the paper.
Which paper?
Your paper.
This paper. Okay. So you go off the newspaper. That's why you're behind me. Okay. The other match is just up the road, further west. Island Rangers will host St. David's in the First Division, 3 p.m. as well.
Well, St. David's that was another team I was thinking about not picking this week, Warriors, because you let me know last week. You came off a nice, good victory. I then went up to on the side and laid an egg.
Rangers came out of the They're playing Island Rangers.
You will win this week.
They're playing another Rangers. But this is Ireland.
Yeah. Yeah. They will win this week, bro.
All right, we'll switch to Sunday in the Premier Division. Down at the Garrison Field, Crossroads will entertain the Boulevard Blazers.
This gonna be actually. You know what? I think this Boulevard.
Okay, I had already put down Boulevard. Unfortunately, I can't see Crossroads.
Still trying to find where they're getting goals from.
Yeah. Interesting matchup. Young Man Social Club will take on Flanagan's Onions
We're too. Wow, it doesn't even make sense.
at Police
It
Field.
doesn't even care where they play because, jeez. You gotta flip a coin.
I'm going to surprise you, Jay.
You're going to social club.
I'm going to surprise you, Jay.
What?
I'm taking Flanagan's.
You're taking Flanagan's?
And I'll tell you why I'm taking Flanagan's.
Tell me why.
The experienced players in that division, they were embarrassed the first match. They came out and played a lot more determined and better football for what I saw on Saturday night. And for me, they will only get better. Social Club is still trying to find themselves. You know, they have Clay and other guys, but they're still trying to find themselves. And this will be the third match at home. You know, they've only got 1 point. That was the draw with Somerset
Okay, well, you said third match at home. You're talking about,
in a row.
yeah, you're talking about social club, right? Bear in mind that this is our first year at Police Club, so is it really home?
Well,
It
no,
is, right.
no.
And they don't train there
There's
either.
no place like home. Though.
Right, so when you talk about home, you want to talk about the home field advantage. They're not really getting that there. And that's basically what you said earlier is what was validating my pick. Well, it is Flanagan's, just to let you know, it is Flanagan's.
Okay.
Not seeing where they can get the goals from. If seeing like Clay is playing a lot more, coming deeper to collect the ball a lot
Playing
more,
wide.
and really, and it's the further away from the goal, the less effective he is for me. For me, that is. So, in saying that, the couple of players that did leave has really hurt them. It was a team that didn't really have much depth as it is, and they really didn't pick up too much to really.
Shake a stick at.
Yeah. So they're going to struggle. Congratulations came up, but it's gonna be rough.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you'll get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Speaking of rough,
Oh, there's another one.
the next game, Bernard Park, North Village Rams, and the PHC Zebras.
But you know what? This is always a good game. This game would be well supported by both sides.
Yes.
And PAC has beaten Village down there. So they're comfortable. They're playing down there. Normally I will go with the home side because of, but lately PAC has been very comfortable down there, and I'm just going to PAC until I see anything different.
Well, we're right in that regard. You took PHC, I'm taking PHC as well.
What's your reason for taking PAC?
The amount of goals to scoring. They're
Yeah.
creating so many chances. I know Village have created chances, but looking at the two teams, if PHC create as many chances as they've been creating of late, they ultimately end up scoring more goals. They are yet to concede a goal, and eventually that would happen. But I think for consistency's sake, they're right on top right now, and until that's proven different, and it could be this weekend, then I have to take that.
And that's what I'm saying. And two is proven different because I'm basically going to think that Taj Bell will be the man of the match, and that's probably from stopping more goals going in.
Right.
That shouldn't be the way.
Yeah.
We should be talking about somebody who's leading Village's front line the opposite way. You know, so, But and it's been interesting because even if you look at the PAC situation with Sequoia not even playing the last game, but also them still having a little rotation with their goalkeepers, but both of them playing quite well. So it's gonna be interesting. What Morton does, which he has good ties with.
Former team?
Yes, former team. And going up against a coach
friend,
that a very good friend,
yeah.
and philosophers are very similar.
Yes, indeed.
Very similar. So I think it's a chess match, not only on the field, but off the field and prior, because what do you do? What's the lineup? What's what's the strategy going? And even to the first half, and I think it's going to probably be a game of two halves because both of these coaches, they will make changes.
Right.
They will make changes, and it's going to be who's on the day who's going to come through. But like I said, I believe you could probably pick 3 or 4 players from PAC who could be the man of the match, starting with Monaco Warren. But you could only say, for me, I could only say Taj Bow will be the man of the match for North Village, and that's the case there. Then what that means, he's the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Well, I knew for North Village, they're going to want to start, get the Breast Cancer Awareness Month underway as positive as possible, and that's going to be to try and beat PHC. And again, good luck this month.
Yes.
North Village will be wearing the color of pink in support of breast cancer awareness, as they have for the last number of years.
What's the number now for every goal they score?
I think it was $200.
Okay.
And it's $200 a goal, and that's their entire organization, I believe they went down to. I know the first few years was just the senior team.
Right, but I think it goes all the way down.
So, good luck to North Village. Scoring girls, some teams let them score girls. It all goes to a great cause. Yes. Then the final Premier Division match of the weekend, Jay, is over at the Devonshire Recreation Club, where the Devonshire Cougars host the defending league champions Robin Hood.
This is a tricky game. Both
of them coming off 5-0 wins.
This is a tricky game because if I think I've picked 2 or 3 or 4 teams that are away.
3.
Zebras
actually,
away.
4.
Which is odd because normally you just you go with your home team. But I'm gonna go ahead and say same thing. Robin Hood, until I see North Village be consistent.
No, Devonshire Cougars.
Cougars. Be consistent because of the youth that they have in their team, and that's basically the reason why I say this. Can Cougars beat them? Yes. I feel they can beat them.
But not this weekend.
I don't think it's gonna be this weekend. That's all
Well, I took Robin Hood only because they'll have that psychological edge. Beat them earlier this season in the Dudley Eve at BAA Field. They'll have that edge over them, and Robin Hood has so many weapons. So many weapons that defensively they're sound. Going into attack, they're sound. Devonshire Cougars are going to need something special from somebody, or all 11 players on the field have to be special on the day in order to get the
But
result.
You say somebody special. You have a player in Robin Hood that can produce something special at any minute. Even if you don't hear from him for 89 minutes, that 19th minute, he can give you something special. And we all know who we're talking about. Antoine Russell.
And even if it means him pulling away from a situation to create a gap for somebody else to run into, because he's the danger man, and they have to keep a close eye on him.
Also, bear in mind, and talk about him again, Jason and goal for Robin Hood. If you should match up, if you should go goalkeeper, defense, midfield, striker, if we put a check in each one of those boxes, I guarantee you probably come up with Robin Hood.
Yeah, well, we have. In the Premier Division, we've both picked. Actually, no. You went for a draw with some of them at any time. So I've taken the away team for everything. You've taken the away team 4 times in the Premier Division, and you got a draw. Now, over to the First Division on Sunday. It's an opener at the Devonshire Recreation Club that will see Wolves entertain Southampton Rangers.
Get them.
So you're taking Rangers.
Yeah, buddy.
And so have I. So that's another away team.
Yeah.
Devonshire Colts are at home at Police Field to BAA.
That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game, but I've got the Colts.
Oh.
Yeah, the home team. Home team. Ray Jones.
Not coaching.
Prayers? Student prayers, right?
Yeah, student prayers. Well, I've taken BAA.
Hmm.
They've been consistently scoring goals, consistently shutting out teams, shutting down
Cold
teams.
scored some goals last week.
Who did they play?
Just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
It's confident. Didn't we say confidence is everything? So they're coming.
Caliber and confidence.
Yeah, but that boots are nice right now.
That's soaking wet. I hope they dried them.
They'll probably walk around all week in that boots, man.
And
They
jersey.
didn't take them off.
And jersey.
That's a good luck boot and good luck jersey.
Don't wash this stuff. Put it right back on. Yeah.
Kyle Jones has got one for me on.
Should it be 3-1? Okay. Hamilton Parish at Wellington Oval.
I didn't care. The other team.
Somerset Eagles.
The other team. I still don't care. You know, it's amazing. I'm just thinking about it now. The last time we really talked about Hamilton Parish was when Donovan Thompson was playing.
Mm-hmm. Now he's scoring goals for St. George's.
You should never let him go. At least, I mean, they'll lose him, but at least.
Interesting matchup at Southampton Oval. Paget. Home to St. George's Colts.
Ooh. Paget messed me up last week, man. It really did. Got near 18.
Okay.
Might probably be in there again, man.
Well, that means I have picked every away team this weekend.
Interesting development, and be waiting to see when with the players who came over in the late transfer. They'll be eligible to play in November.
Yeah, November. Yeah.
To see the likes of Allen Douglas Jr. signed up to play for Derbyshire Cougars. It's about time for him in his career. A lot of people might know him by his cricket exploits, but football, he has the talent. He's a goal scorer, and he had some days in a good run until he got, I think, that red card.
He usually puts the team he plays for in a good position, and then it's that one mental lapse that he has all the time. And I talk to him a lot, and he's one of those. Oh man, if I'd only,
he regrets it afterwards.
Yeah, if I'd only thought about it.
Yeah.
Well, at some point in time, man, hey, think about it first.
But
Think about it.
I think we'll be having some different conversations when he joins up with Cougars about when we have our picks, because now we know that there is a goal poacher in the squad, and right now we really don't see that consistency. So just the threat of him, and just like you said, just the threat of somebody like that, whether they're scoring or not, if he can adapt to say, even if I'm not scoring, I'm pulling defenders
Creating
away from
for other players.
I'm creating lanes and doing all these things. If he could put in that work, he has a physical ability to do it. He's fit enough to do it. So he likes that running around. So if he does that, and
Some of your picks will change.
so, yeah. And also to see the light. Hopefully he comes back with Moses Steed, which is it's been very instrumental. Years gone by with with injury, has been out. But I think once he gets back in the middle of the park, I think Cougars will change a bit. It's going to change a bit. Right now, they're just like I said, they're letting the youth fly. It's good here, guys. Sink or swim right now.
Right.
And then all right. If you doggy paddle, we'll come get you.
Yeah.
But interesting picks, Earl. Good luck.
It's not gonna be luck. Man, I know what I'm doing. And you're following.
All right, buddy.
You better hope yours 2 ones you picked the course
still
from
the
me.
champ.
Yeah. Would you pick 2 different from me? Yeah, 2 different.
Yeah.
Get those 2 wrong and sailing.
Bro, you forgot what happened last year?
No, I have a good. I've got an elephant memory.
Man,
I
I was so far behind.
No, you weren't that far behind. You was only behind by 4.
Way more than that.
Yeah, 4.
Way more than that.
Yeah, man, that's all I remember. 4.
Yeah. 4 to the second person. I was more than the first person.
Well, Jay, last night at BAA, the 2017-18 Corona League season schedule was released. Mike McGrath, the president of the Corona League, announced the league starting and the charity match that will take place tomorrow night at the BAA field. Let's get the press conference plus an interview with the two teams that will take to the field tomorrow night. Vinzi Zul from 44s and Joe from West Stand United, the defending league champions. Let's get those interviews.
Okay. Good evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the launch of the Corona League 2017-18 season. A time to catch up with old friends and welcome new ones to the 9th season of the Corona League at the refurbished home of the Corona League BAA. The 2017-18 season is a season of welcomes. Another exciting season awaits us and starts on Friday with the Coronita Charity Cup being contested by the league winners West End United and the BTC Cup winners Footy Kings. Friendly rivalries resume at 7 p.m. at BAA Goose Gosling Field, which will warm things up nicely for the full Corona League start the following Friday. Corona Extra's little sister, Coronita, allowing us to give back to the community that enjoys and supports the Corona League. Our first welcome of the evening is to the Royal Bermuda Regiment, who after helping out in our sister islands arrived back just in time for kick-off. It's always nice to know people can't live without us, even though it's not surprising. And so our second welcome is welcome back to North Village Community Club. I'm sure both teams will be a great addition to the league and be welcomed into the Corona family. With the two teams joining, we say goodbye to both Butfield and Vallis and goodbye to the bye week, meaning you can see your favourite team at BAA Goose Goslings Field every week. The teams competing for the league title this season will be BAA Wanderers, Flanagan's Onions, Footy King, Lock and Key, North Village Community Club, Robin Hood, the Royal Bermuda Regiment, Tough Dog Sports Club, Vasco da Gama and West End United. After the excitement of the Coronita Cup, Charity Cup, the anticipation will build till the league kicks off on Friday the 13th, and there can't be a more dramatic date than that. With a break for Christmas and cup rounds filtered into the schedule, the league continues deep into April, when we will find out who is the 9th league champion. We all know there will be plenty of drama and exciting football on the journey to discovering the name. Kick-off times will push back to 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Fridays to allow everyone to get fully warmed up and raring to go. And Saturday will host 2 p.m, 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. kick-offs. And we welcome even more as we welcome Digicel to the Corona League family as they sponsor this year's Knockout Cup competition. The Digicel Cup will see a preliminary round on 1st of December, which signs off Christmas and all its parties, and then returns for the quarter-final rounds on 2nd and 3rd of February, which will let us know who will compete in the semi-finals on the 9th of March for a ticket for the final, which we see us sign off on the 2017-18 season on the 20th of April. To finish with, I'd like to thank the board members for all their hard work that they do, donating their time to make the league what it is. Obviously, a big thank you to all of our sponsors who work so hard with us to create an enjoyable league for the players and the community. I would especially like to thank Goslings, who have been with us since day one, and for always bringing the ice-cold Coronas wherever we go. Thank you, and look forward to the league.
Well, Vinzi, you guys had a rough start to this season, but you came out with a trophy at the end of it. You got the first trophy up for the new season. What are you hoping things turn around for you this time around?
So this season we want to start very good. Starting with Friday night, we play West End and we want to win that final. And that would jumpstart our season for this year. And hopefully we do get off the mark and win 3 trophies, maybe even 4 in the FA Cup this year. So let's do it.
Do you have any inclusions in your team for this year?
Yes. Kaiwan Franks, he's coming in. We have our core that played last year and finished very well. Aquino Grant got 42 goals last year, so we're happy to keep him. So I won't let out all our secrets.
You find out on Friday night?
Yes.
All right, well, good luck, and hopefully you guys have a better league season than you did. Obviously, you won that trophy, so good start, good finish to the season, but you want to get a good start.
Yes, thank you.
Well, West End will start the season as the defending champions, and obviously the trophy up for sale first night of the Corona League. You guys want to sort of ride off that wave that you had at the end of the season into this season?
Yes, basically, we've been preseason training since after cup match. We had good numbers come out since then. We picked up some good quality players. I won't reveal any names, but our goal this year is to defend the Charity Cup and also the league that we won last year as well. So.
For this league, it's all about consistency, and you guys were very consistent throughout the season. How are you planning to make sure that that stays the level in which you were able to accomplish last season?
Well, like I said, at the trainer sessions, we have humble guys. We also have a strong bench. And at the end of the day, they know what they have to do and they know what to expect. So we've worked hard for it last year, and our goal is to keep it and not give it away.
Now, you come from a different club, but you stay within the Corona League. What have you noticed differently about West End this time around?
Well, being with Butterfield Vallis last year, I originally started off with West End United, and I was one of their first sponsors when I owned Emerald's produce business. I've seen them grown over the last couple of years, and they have a great group of guys that's on their team, and I'll leave it at that.
All right, well, good luck Friday night and then for the season.
Thank you very much.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Well, Jay, in just a few weeks' time, the Ocean View Golf Course will host a overseas golf group from Clearview in Ohio for a 2-day golf event. As we know, Ocean View's been around for more than 70 years. Yes. It was put together by 3 founders to help open up the game to people of color. Prior to that, people of color couldn't play the sport, and these forefathers wanted the opportunity to play the game, but didn't have it in their own country, and managed to get Ocean View up and running. Same thing at Clearview. It was an opportunity that the founder saw that there was a need to offer people of color an opportunity to play the sport, and he managed to get a golf course. The 2 clubs have so much similarities, and if you listen to the press conference that was held yesterday at the Bermuda Tourism Authority office, both the president of Ocean View and the LPGA lady, Dr. I think Pete's, coming in from Ohio, they basically shared the same story. And if you would have went to 2 separate press conferences and you would have heard the 2 separately speaking, you'd have said, "Wow, that could be the other person." You know, so let's get an opportunity to look at the press conference from yesterday at the BTA office.
Today we're happy to pay tribute to the way golf is an indelible part of Bermuda's heritage, and to acknowledge how golf tourism is an important part of the Bermuda Tourism Authority's shoulder season strategy. In person, I'm joined by Sherilyn Thompson, President of Ocean View Golf Club, an institution that opened in the 1950s and since that date has a long tradition of introducing golf to Bermudians, particularly black Bermudians who did not find themselves universally welcomed in the sport 60 years ago. On the phone is Dr. Renee Powell, the former LPGA player and current PGA teaching pro at Clearview Golf Course in East Canton, Ohio. Clearview was created by Renee's father in the 1940s, the first golf course in the United States to be designed, built, and owned and operated by an African American. The way Clearview insisted golf for everyone was a groundbreaking development for the US at the height of racial tensions during segregation. It's not hard to see how Clearview in the United States and Ocean View, right here in Bermuda, share similar histories. This month, a team of 12 golfers from Clearview, led by Renee Powell, will travel to Bermuda to play local golfers at a 2-day tournament at Ocean View Golf Club. This is the back end of a match that began in Ohio last year, when Ocean View members traveled there to play members at Clearview. The Bermuda Tourism Authority is proud to be Ocean View's partner in this golf tourism venture for a few important reasons. First, the timing is perfect. The shoulder season is a time of year we focus on arts, culture, and sport. This Clearview visit is right on time, taking place from October 20th to the 22nd. And having the gravitas that comes with Dr. Powell, widely described as American golf royalty, is a valuable association for Bermuda's golf product. We also love the way this experience has woven in the participation of Bermudians from start to finish. We know when Bermudians are involved to this extent, it probably means the visitors will be back again to reunite with the people they've met here. Lastly, but not least importantly, Cheryl Lynn presents the kind of passionate Bermudian we love working with. She loves the sport, she loves Bermuda, and the team has enjoyed working with her to make this visitor event a success. Thank you. On Friday, October 20th, before tournament play, the Bermuda Tourism Authority is pleased to host 18 visiting players and guests along with the Ocean View players for a welcome cocktail reception. And then on Saturday and Sunday, all of Bermuda is welcome to watch the golfers hit the course in the head-to-head matchup at Ocean View. I should also note, next week, Nancy Lopez Golf Adventures will be here in Bermuda with more than 40 visiting golfers. We look forward to welcoming Nancy, another LPGA legend, from October the 12th to the 16th. At the Bermuda Tourism Authority, we're serious about women's golf and golf tourism in general. As we head into the 2017-18 golf tourism season, we hope to see our golf courses busy with activity. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce Renee Powell to say a few words by phone. Renee?
Hello, I am so excited. Thank you for having me, and I'm so excited to be coming to Bermuda later on this month. And I would really like to thank Cheryl Lynn also for, she's been my partner getting this whole thing organized over the years. And we had a fun time when Bermuda came to Clearview, and everyone, all 18 of us, are looking forward to making the trip over to Bermuda. I mean, this is just, it's very historic what we're doing, and it's so exciting. Mm-hmm. And I know everyone who is on my group is so looking forward to being there in Bermuda. Most have never been there before. I think maybe about 4 or 5 have been there and are looking forward to returning. And golf is a part of my DNA. So I've played it since all of my years except for the first 3 years of my life. So any time that we have an opportunity to do something to really grow the game, to expand it, to get more, especially women and youth involved in the game, I'm there. And so, but this is going to be a really, really fun event. Spending time and competing in Bermuda.
Thank you. Cheryl?
Thank you so much, Pat, for having us, and thank you to BTA for their support. This is an exciting time, very exciting. The story behind Ocean View and Clearview are nothing short of spectacular. It's fascinating how they came to be during the time of deep racial discrimination, and how the forefathers overcame, and they met challenges and made sacrifices for us, for now, right now. And it's good to be able to actually have a platform that we can recognize it and show our appreciation in some small way, because that's what it's all about. I have to say this because what comes to mind always for me is a writer wrote one time about Dr. Powell, Renee's father, how he said that he's always felt that an individual should have something of meaning left behind. And for us, this is what it is. We are carrying the baton because they made the sacrifices, they met the challenges. Both Ocean View forefathers, which was the founders, Erskine Simons, Bill Pitt Sr., and George Lowe. And they were doing the exact same thing that, apart from actually building the course, that Dr. Powell was doing in Ohio. And it's ironic how we came to be, how Renee and I came to be in 2010. And it was just a matter of surfing the net to find out golf course is similar to the history of Ocean Views that I came upon Renee, and we've been like sisters ever since. So this is a time for us to be together and enjoy each other and enjoy the sacrifice that was made. And that's all we're doing. We're carrying the baton and preserving the legacy, which was started many, many years ago, in hopes that the next generation would not forsake it and that they would recognize the importance of it as well. I have to say as well, thank you to our teams, because without them, we wouldn't be doing this. And everybody has such a good time, and the absolute social benefit of this whole event is phenomenal. So we're glad, we're happy, excited, and looking forward to it. In addition, Renee will be speaking to Cedar Bridge students. Right. And that's exciting because we're trying to promote the interest and generate, interest for our young people so that we can keep it going as well. So I'm excited, Renee is excited, and we're looking forward to it. Great.
Thank you very much. Who leads coming in to this second day?
Sorry?
Who won the first day?
You see, we try not to see before you walk in. We try to just dance around that. But yeah, last year Bermuda won. Yeah, but Renee's holding out hope, and we will exercise our utmost hospitality and see what we can do.
We had some fighting talk already, I think.
But it is truly bragging rights,
Renee, what level of golfers do you envision coming to Bermuda to play these 2 days here on the Ocean View Golf Course?
Well, thank goodness we have handicaps. And it's, I guess it's not about the best golfers that are coming, but it's about those who really have a passion for what we're doing and for what this is all about. And so they will do their best, and it's just going to be it's going to be just a fun time, challenging but fun time. So I'm hoping that Bermuda is going to be a gracious host to us, so that we'll want to go back again.
Oh God, that almost sounds threatening.
Have you visited the golf course previously?
Have I been there? I have been.
Okay.
It's been quite a few years, but I have been, and for me, it's about history. So I love the fact that, and the names Ocean View and Clear View, it's a bit ironic that that we were able to bring these two courses together. But as I say, for me, it's about history, because certainly when these courses were developed initially, it was at a time when we weren't welcome at other golf courses, which is the reason my father built Clearview. And I know that Ocean View has a similar history. So I think that the important thing is to continue to educate people about why these courses existed, began when they did, and it's also important that they continue because it is a part of what history is all about, you know. So so again, for me, it's exciting to be a part of this, and to make sure that the legacy of what both of our courses are all about continues.
Which is absolutely priceless. She's absolutely right. You know, once you know the history and you know what took place back then, you tend to appreciate more. And when decisions are being made and conversations are being held, that's taken into account, and that is major. You know, so hopefully it will get to the right ears and, you know, be recognized for what it is. We could not play at the courses, which was why it happened. And our similar histories are, it's just ironic. You know, both courses were made with the intention for all people to be able to play. Dr. Powell said it, and so did the three that forefathers of Ocean View. Same thing. That course was started on a dairy farm, and our course was started on a cow pasture, you know, and it's so many similarities that I think that we are supposed to be where we are right now, and we're looking forward to it.
How are the members of Ocean View preparing for to welcome members from Clearview?
I haven't heard too much, but they are looking forward to it, you know, and I'm hoping that they will come out on the 2 days and support our side, of course, but be gracious. But, you know, it's important to the members because each of the members of Ocean View are there for their purpose, you know, because they want to be a part of a historical establishment that carries its legacy.
Is it an annual, or is it going to be an annual, like year or both? Or
Yes.
Are we working on that?
We're working on 1 year there and 1 year here. So this is the second. So next year, hopefully, we'll be taking it from Ocean View to Clearview.
Yeah. And I think that that's important because that continues to really educate others, and it really continues to get keep that word out to be able to bring young people, get young people more involved in the game of golf, and to educate them, to learn about about history, to carry history forward. Where would we be without history? I certainly, without Clearview and without my dad developing, I wouldn't be going to Bermuda because I probably would never have played the game of golf. So I think it's important for us. You know, we started something for us to continue to be able to carry this on a yearly basis.
And of course, from BTA's perspective, it fits really well in terms of our sports tourism strategy. And having sort of a biannual event, it means more people can get familiar with the destination through the event, through sport, and hopefully come back again and again. So it makes a lot of sense for us strategically, and it's just a fantastic story as well. It is, it really is, yeah.
And hopefully we'll be able to extend and expand,
grow it.
Yeah.
So BTA, I'm very happy to be a part of this partnership.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is a fantastic opportunity, and one of the key things, as I mentioned in my remarks, apart from actually sort of getting a group of golfers here and getting them to come here, is the interaction that occurs in this kind of thing, and when people interact with locals and they get that kind of experience, their real relationships are formed, and that brings people back.
They say that deals are struck on golf courses.
Yes.
Friendships are also
Friendships.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You may have heard Digicel is bringing the only true fiber to the home network to Bermuda. But what does that mean? Fiber to the home is the fastest and most reliable way to access the internet. And with Digicel's fiber internet, the fiber goes all the way into your house. It doesn't just stop at the street. That means you get consistently fast speeds you can rely on. Think of it as a brand new internet highway that goes all the way into your home or office, and you can be one of the first to enjoy it. Visit digicelbermuda.com/fiber to register your interest in Bermuda's only true fiber to the home network.
Amazing story, and whoever sort out the story, we commend you. I'm pretty sure we could probably find a story at a few more golf courses around. But let's bring it back to home. I think it's actually a great time for it to happen. Not just here, but just in the world itself, a lot of racial divide. And I think sometimes we really got to get back to why we have the rights to do certain things, why we have certain freedoms to do certain things. And golf, I mean, even though we talked about players that are transcendent, we can go back to the former color players through the years who really put golf, to even the likes of Tiger Woods looking up to.
Right.
Early, and even Bermuda Earl Lead. A lot of you can name players and players and players and players.
Right.
But even in this new generation, and then the next generation to come, even though he's no longer around, he might never even play a competitive round again. But the likes of Tiger Woods, what he did for golf in general, we could say the same things about the Williams sisters in tennis. They gave hope and opportunity to young kids that would have never thought
They can even play the sport, let
alone go to the course. And we've seen some of those barriers break down, and even the likes of Augusta, where we could talk about those issues there, and really even to the fact of not letting women play. I think they still got. I think they've sort of worked that out. But even in saying that, to have these type of stories, and we could say that, that's what happened here. I think it is a great story, and we wish them all the success.
Well, Jillian Teixeira and Tyler Lopes have come to the end of their outdoor season. Got a chance to speak to both of them via phone yesterday, just to get an update on the season going by and what they're looking forward to. Obviously, they're focused on January. It's a qualifier for the CAC Games, which will be in Colombia in July of next year. But let's get the interview with Jillian Teixeira and Tyler Lopes.
Yeah, okay, Jillian Teixeira, you've concluded your outdoor season. Can you sum it up for me? What's the competition been like? What have you gained from this year's outdoor season, and what you're looking forward to going into indoor, and of course trying to qualify for Commonwealth?
Well, I've had a good summer season outdoors. I've had Tyler Lopes here kind of under my wing and just getting some international experience going for him. So kind of had sidetracked or sort of put myself second for a little bit this summer. And my Grand Prix horse that I had at the Pan American Games and the World Equestrian Games is already 17 this year, so he didn't sort of run every week at every competition. So it was a good summer to just focus a bit more on sort of bringing up Tyler and getting us on track for qualifying for the Central American and Caribbean Games, which will be next year, end of July, August in Colombia. And just sort of looking forward in the winter time to just getting those sort of international miles under our belt. And then we have a qualifying which will be in Wellington, Florida for the CAC Games, which will be qualifying for Bermuda to get to the Colombian Games, to get to the actual Caribbean Games. And first time hoping to get a team together, get a show jumping team together from Bermuda, so that's exciting.
What would you say would be the highlight for you? And then we'll talk about Tyler afterwards. But what's been your highlight this summer season?
Pretty much was bringing up a few of the younger horses. I have two very good 7-year-olds and an 8-year-old that have now started in the bigger classes, the 1m40 classes, and getting some good red ribbons and some good rounds and good experience. So that's kind of been a highlight, is sort of stepping back from the Grand Prix for the summer and bringing up the younger horses to produce them to Grand Prix horses.
And obviously, Tyler, you've watched him progress. He's been there for a little while now. How has he grown being around show jumping full time?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's sort of the key. It's, full-time focus, full-time concentration, sort of giving up sort of home life to come over to the other side of the pond, to Europe, and really put 110% effort into it. And he's been doing great. He started in sort of the smaller sort of 1 meter 10 classes, and now he's up to 1 meter 30 and really, being competitive and doing well.
How does this set you guys up for that qualification in Wellington, Florida? Because when you still have to travel, it's just like going to have to travel to the CAC games later next year. So how does this set you up? The travel that you guys have been doing to Portugal, to up and down Belgium, in the Netherlands.
Well, it's great. I mean, it's a great experience sort of for both of us as riders, just to sort of get into different rings, different surfaces, grass, sand, different venues, different size of arenas. It's always great to sort of compete wherever you can, so that hopefully we'll be on track for the qualifying in January in Florida. The date has not been announced yet, so we're thinking it's around the beginning of the year. Obviously, we don't have the funds sort of to get our horses there, to fly our horses from Europe, so I'll be investigating to borrow some horses or to lease some horses that we can get this qualifying under our belt.
What would you say for you over the years has been the most challenging thing? Small ring with or larger ring, grass or sand?
I would have to say probably grass, just because depending on weather conditions, it can, the first person that jumps can have a completely different surface than the last person that jumps, depending on rain, depending on sun, depending how much, sort of turf gets chewed up from where the horses take off and land. So I think grass is definitely more difficult, and very often grass arenas are not completely flat, so they also can have a little bit hilly surface, and that's very difficult. The sand arenas are usually much more even and level, and it's a sort of a more even playing field.
Okay.
Tyler, you've been with Chilean for quite some time now. So tell us a bit about the experience you've had up until this point. You've had a challenging outdoor season, but tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, I've been here 7 months, and honestly, it's been pretty incredible. Yeah, like you guys said a little bit earlier, being over here full time is a completely different ballgame. One thing I have struggled really quite a lot with is my mental strength, because riding is a lot mental, and you don't realize that until you're over here doing it full time, So that's probably been my biggest struggle, is training my mind to not be distracted all the time, or to really keep focus. And then also, I've had to brush up on a lot of basics that I've been, making quite silly mistakes for a lot of years now. So I honestly feel like I've had to almost relearn how I ride, and yeah, in a positive way, yeah, because I had a lot of bad habits, so hopefully we've gotten rid of some of them. And honestly, there's not a day I haven't been here where I haven't learned something new. So for me, it's this was the only option if this is what I want to do. So I'm glad that I have done it.
Now, you're quite young, and you've made a sacrifice, and you've challenged yourself to take on this huge, momentous task of trying to qualify for CAC, doing this full time. What would you say to other youngsters that are in your position, young and looking to do something? It doesn't even have to be within the sport of equestrian, but just young, wanting to try and make it to the next level.
I mean, for sure, you need to go for it and really work hard at it, because anything is possible. I mean, I'm not going to lie, when I came over here 7 months ago and she told me that this qualifier was in January and it was, the height that it is, I immediately had a thought in the back of my mind, well, that's not possible. And, having been here for 7 months and really put my mind to it and worked hard at it, it has completely become possible, So, you always hear people tell you work hard and your goals will come, and that is 100% true. The harder you work at it and the more you want it, the more possible it becomes, and you reach, levels and you overcome obstacles that you never thought you could, So I'm very pleased with the progress that I've made, and, other young people should know that it is completely possible for them to pursue what they want to do in whatever sport it may be.
How much have you missed being in Bermuda, jumping, riding, and especially harness racing? Because you've missed most of that. Are you looking forward to being able to get in touch with these guys that are here to see how they're tracking you and obviously getting on the season?
Yeah, I mean, you have to make those sacrifices, you know. There's some days I don't think about them at all, and there's other days I miss certain things about it. You know, obviously with the harness racing season coming up, I see, you know, people are posting things about that, and I've had a few people calling me for advice and stuff like that, you know. So it gets you thinking, it gets you missing it a little bit, but at the end of the day, this is what I've wanted to do since I was 5 years old, you know. So for me, it was well worth the sacrifices that I've had to make.
Well, we want to wish Jillian and Tyler all the best in their lead up, because they're going into the indoor season, in their lead up to the January qualifier, as well as anyone else who's out there trying to qualify for the CAC games. Jillian did mention, you know, hopefully we have a team, and hopefully we can get a team. It's going to be, obviously, it's an expensive thing to try and get a horse from Europe over to Florida for the qualifier, so they're going to go over early, you know, borrow some horses, you know, train on them, get familiar with them, because it's a bond between a horse and a rider to try and qualify. So hopefully that works out, and Bermuda can get a team, and not just two competitors or one competitor at the CAC games in the sport of equestrian.
Before we go, Earl, I just want to mention one event that I'm very looking forward to, which is going to take place next week, Saturday. Has to do with the Special Olympics.
Yes, the torch run.
The torch run. And that's going to be happening next week, Saturday, and we hopefully can bring them more of that information and the story the next two shows, because we have one on Tuesday and one on Thursday, and they've invited me to come there and help them out with the emceeing job. So I'm honored to be helping these guys out, but we hopefully to bring some smiles to a lot of faces.
Indeed.
And I promise, folks, if you do have some time, please come and support the Special Olympics. I guarantee you leave there with a smile on your face. Just being around with the athletes, man, they bring so much joy. We talk about sometimes, you know, when we see young kids in sports, how they're just naive to who wins and who loses.
Right.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just them competing, and to see somebody clapping, or just, you know, you see that at nursery school sports.
Running down with a smile on their face.
They don't care about it. They'd rather wave to everybody on stage.
Yep.
And you take all the first place, you take all that out of it. Comes back down to the sport itself.
Just having fun.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to see. So I can't wait to be a part of next week's torch run at the National Sports Center. So next week we'll talk more about that, and hopefully have more
I actually have the layout of the course that they'll be running with the torch.
See? I see right now why. Never mind. Look.
I'll be involved as well. So.
See, I'm about to drop my mic.
Folks, have a good night from the Digicel Sports Show.